Good afternoon and welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Conrad Venter for another round of the iRacing Grand Prix Series. We're at Monza today. Low downforce, crazy high speeds. Conrad, what can we expect from today's race?
Well, we've got a few of the regulars in here, but we've also got a couple of new names popping up for the first time this late in the season. So it'll be interesting to see what they serve up and maybe throw the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit for this round.
Yeah, just having a quick look how qualifying's starting to pan out at the moment. So Jamie Fluke provisionally on pole position. Don't know if he's completed both of his laps yet. There's a few drivers still to set laps out there who could potentially do it. Bart Delat out there coming across the line in a moment. See how he gets on. And we don't have Monza on our mini-map, rather typically. But so looking at the temperature out there, it's pretty hot though. 26 degrees, 9 kilometers an hour wind. A little bit of cloud cover, which will help. But yeah, that was just an out lap for Bart, so this is his hot lap.
Oh, there's quite a few people that's already set a time. I've been watching a few of them, and it seems that even it's a well-known track. Some of them have been struggling, especially around the Lesmos, just to keep the car on the track and not pick up that off track as you run wide coming out of the first Lesmo.
Yeah,
so
I think the low downforce package just really makes those type of corners very, very tricky and difficult, coming out of Ascari as well. But you have to do it because you just need the raw speed. You lose so much time if you run any sort of like high or medium downforce. Time's running out, so this lap's going to have to be good for Bart, otherwise he's going to be way down there. Like I say, still provisional Jamie on pole, Martin van Loozenord and Marcus Jensen in third place there, so bit of an Apex 1-2-3. Always good for us to see, eh, Conrad?
Yeah, I mean, it gives us a few little things to talk about today as well. Of course, yesterday the WCS kicked off, and the team had really good results in that as well. But we also suffered a little bit of unfortune, shall I say? But I mean, I'm sure you can tell us more about that at some point during the broadcast.
Yeah. And that's the reason I'm very hungover right now. We won't beat around the bush. That's why I sound a bit different.
And Dillard came across the line there, and it's only placed him in 10th place. And I think that is all the qualifying runs done. Yeah, they're starting to line up on the grid. I'll just quickly run through the grid for you. We've got Jamie Fluke with a 122.997 on pole position. Next to him is Martin van Loozenhout. Third place is Marcus Jensen. Boris Spoelstra on fourth. Fifth place we've got Vedran Kral. Sixth place George Maris. Seventh we've got Nick Thiessen. Eighth place is Vasily Zaitsev. Next to him is Matt Farrow. The fifth row consists of Bart Delat and Carlo Labatti. Behind them is Zoran Jonic and Rasein Sabatov. 14th place is Jan Schutte, and 15th place is Kevin Ellis Jr. Justin Hopp in 16th place, and then 17th and 18th and 19th didn't qualify. That's Daniel Beda, Slava Yatsenko, and David Baker.
Pretty easy not to set a lap around here, so you can get an off track very, very easily, and just you only get 2 attempts, don't you? So not surprised to see a few people didn't set a time.
Yeah, I mean, after watching last week's race, I felt a little bit inspired to get in the car myself and see what all the fuss is about. And I ran some laps around Silverstone and Monza, but after they get underway, I'll tell you more about that experience.
Just waiting for the final cars to make their way to the grid. Seems Boris just disappeared off the grid as well all of a sudden. Don't know if I've done something wrong, but missed the start, or is he back? No, he's back. Not what you want, a lag. Just as the lights are about to go green. and it looks like a bit of a slow start for the McLaren livery car in the background there, but the front three are away. Marcus having a look on Martin. Oh, there's an accident.
contact.
And the inevitable has happened, and unfortunately, when you are on the grass there, you're just a passenger. There's nothing you can do. You can't slow the car down, and yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that was Matt Farrow that just moved over a little bit, called George Maris, and yeah, the passenger there was Veteran Kroll, who just got tagged by Kroll. So I'm getting my names all mixed up. There's so many McLaren liveries.
Oh, it's very feisty, just a little bit further back there as well. Coming through the Lesmos, just on board with Carlo. He's got, I think that's Bart Delat. Oh, he has to check up under braking. 3 wide going into that corner, big crash behind as well. Thinks that's yeah, 3 wide into Ascari. It's just not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, that was Janich we had there. He gave himself a lot of space. We had Yatsenko, and again, Veteran Kral is not having a great first lap. They got tagged.
Martin van Loosenord move into turn 1 for the lead. Great drive from Martin yesterday, of course, came from 31st to, I think it was 11th or 12th in the end.
Yeah, I think he finished just behind Mr. Hutu in 12th place.
Yeah, poor Martin. He, I think he had about 1 incident left in that race. We couldn't really defend too aggressively. But nonetheless, a great drive anyway. He's pulling away from Jamie as well, so I'm not sure if Jamie's got some problems all of a sudden, because Marcus Jensen's catching up very, very quickly. Maybe a move we'll see in a moment. A bit further back, Carlo and Justin Hopp, very close as well. Maybe a move. Not this time into Ascari.
Yeah, these front three have given themselves a decent gap. Purely maybe just because they didn't get involved in any incidents into that first chicane.
Yeah, I think that was it. You could see everybody else had to check up, didn't they? But those front three just disappeared. 4.3 seconds actually is the gap. Nick Thiessen is in 4th. Yeah, 4.4 seconds to Marcus makes all the difference. Matt Farrow behind.
Just took 8th place from Justin Hopp.
Yeah, and there's some moves going on a little bit further behind as well. I think it might have been... Oh, someone with a slowdown penalty as well. I think that's Slavan there as well. Pull to the side. He's got a bit of damage from the start. There's a few cars with wing damage out there as well right now.
Yeah, it certainly was a very interesting and argy-bargy first lap.
Like Justin's not going to try and give up too easy on this position from Carlo. Carlo not really pulling away as quickly as I might have expected him to.
We've got a whole range of cars here. Everybody from sort of Carlo Labatti in 8th place, and looking down the timesheets, about 6 seconds behind him is 14th place, Kevin Ellis Jr. So you've got a high concentration of cars running from 8th all the way down to the back.
Jan Schwitter, we've followed Jan through a few races this season. Always seems to go for slightly lower downforce trim. Obviously, that option not available for him today. Everybody's going to be on the low.
I tell you what, Bartelard started in 10th place. He's already up into 7th. I've been watching him for a lap or two, and his car is mighty coming down the straight. He is lightning fast.
See what sort of top speed he gets. Oh, there's a car
he's got
off there to
somebody.
the left. Who was
That's
that?
Nick Thiessen.
Nick. Oh, and they're fighting behind again. Close. Justin all over Carlo. Carlo gets his line through. The second Lesmo all wrong. And yeah, has to concede that place. What happened to Nick, Conrad? Did he just miss the chicane, or?
No, he made it into the chicane. I think it's just as he got on the power and he went over the curve on the second part of the chicane, the car became unsettled and he got a little bit of wheel spin and the back end stepped out and it threw him off to the left. And he did tag the barrier, but I don't think it's anything too serious. He should be fine. The front wing looks a little bit worse for wear, but as we've established in the season, it's not really anything to worry about.
Jensen makes a moves up into second place. Slipstream very much in effect. Jamie not looking quite as confident about his pace as he has done in recent weeks. But still, nonetheless, they're pulling away from the guys behind pretty quickly at the moment.
Yeah, that gap from Fluke back to Farah is now 6 seconds. And yeah, well, that brings me looking at Jamie at the moment. I said earlier I ran a few laps around Silverstone. Of course, that's the race we covered last week, and I did some laps around Monza as well. And I tell you what, from my perspective as a newbie, you know, you can circulate around here pretty comfortably, and well, I have to say my lap times are about 4 seconds a lap slower just doing that than these guys are doing. But the moment you try and use a little bit more of that battery power, getting the car slowed down into these very tight chicanes is becoming very, very difficult. And you know, that's another thing they might have to manage this race is the battery power available to them, because there's not a lot of hard braking zones. You've got the first and second chicane, and that's basically it.
Mistake for Justin Hop there. He was trying to retake Carlo again. Those two are having a right old battle out there. Gets himself a slowdown, but the one thing with the slowdowns going through turn one is they do disappear fairly quickly, so he's fall back into place. Oh, both these drivers are absolutely on the edge at the moment as well, so they're getting caught up by Ruslan as well. Great little battle, and Zaitsev and Delat as well starting to have a battle. Is that Delat? Yeah, he's got past, hasn't he? So
yeah, no, he's Delat has made his way up into 5th place. He's not. Is he in 5th?
he is.
Yeah, he's up into 5th.
Haven't seen Vasily too much in recent sort of seasons, where we say, but we know he's very, very quick. So good to see him back in the car.
Just gonna have a little quick look back. It seems we've lost Boris Spoelstra.
Yeah, Boris had issues at the start, and I don't think he even turned a lap, did he? Oh no, he has.
It's got 3 laps registered.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Having a look at Daniel Bieder, he's closing in on the back of Zoran at the moment. They're closing in on Justin. Looks like Ruslan's got past Justin too, so good little battle. I'm not sure if Justin's running slightly higher downforce trim, because he seems to be very quick through the corners, but doesn't have the pace in the straight line.
Boris Spoelstra was at the start of lap 4 just completely outbroke himself going into the first chicane, and with that tagged Jan Schwitter as well.
Sorry, Conrad. And Justin loses it big time coming out of Ascari. I think that's going to be his race done. Is indeed.
Oh, that's right in the on the rear suspension there. He took that hit as well.
Have a quick look at it back, see exactly what went on there. Good sort of corner, good entry, good middle. Just clipped the curb and it just got a little loose, and he tried to save it really quickly. It just snapped back on him, and yeah, straight into the wall.
Ascari is one of those corners. When you look at it, it looks like a fairly straightforward corner, but I mean, what just happened there is what we see in so many different cars. And you just clip the curb on the exit, and I mean, you either lose the back end, it comes around, you hit the left-hand side wall, or you try and save it and it snaps back on you and you're back, well, into the right-hand side wall.
Just watching Daniel Bieder at the moment, half a second behind Zoran. He's closing in slowly. Took a last lap by about 1/10 of a second. A puff of smoke ahead as well. That's just somebody locking up. So I think Ruslan trying to close back in on Carlo as well. 0.6 of a second. Carlo has got the DRS of Nick Thiessen as well.
Oh, well. Daniel Bieder and Zoran just going side by side through the first chicane, and it didn't work out. Contact with the wheels, and yeah, Bieder out into the gravel. Not sure if he's going to have any damage from that.
Yeah, I'm guessing, as been pointed out in the chat, that Daniel's running a gap livery now. The overlay. Oh yeah. Just no room there, is there? You got to leave a little bit of room, but such a tricky place to go too wide. So 2 into 1. We often see that. That would get classed as a racing incident on anyone's review.
Yeah, I often feel if you are gonna try and make an attempt at an overtake into that first chicane, you've got to have the move done before you actually go into the corner. Any sort of side-by-side or trying to go too wide through there, more often than not, ends in some kind of contact.
Looks like George Maris very close to Jan Switter, indeed, side by side. Battle ahead as well. Maris gets through. Zoran, I think, lost a place to Slavan there as well.
Yeah, Slavan is up to 10th place, Zoran down to 11th. Kevin Ellis Jr. was just right behind him out of that second chicane, lost just a little bit of a wiggle coming out of the corner. He's lost the place now to Jan Schwitter.
Give Martin a little bit of airtime because he's not going to get much because he's just disappearing at the moment. Out front, 2.5 or 3 seconds near enough the gap as he crosses the line. Jensen second, and he's got a similar gap now to Jamie as well. These three still just pulling away from everybody else, all in the 25s, no one else out there even close. Oh, Jamie gets big old... It's not really a tank slapper, but just lit the rear tyres up coming out of the first chicane.
I mean, this track for all of his long straights is really difficult to drive and get right in this car. you've got to get that car slowed down without lockups for those 2 chicanes, and then because it's such slow corners, getting on the power and getting too hard on the power is very, very easy, and like Fluke did there, just lighting up the rear tyres.
Yeah, the one good thing about this car is it's a lot more controllable when you get the wheel spin compared to the Williams, so drivers won't be afraid to run the low downforce trim at a place like here. They'll be very aggressive so they can get through Ascari and the Lesmos.
Watching the lap times of these front 3 and looking at the consistency that they're doing, it is pretty impressive. I mean, I was happy just to get into. I think I got into the mid 128s, and with the race set around here, I was pretty happy with that. Well chuffed.
Carlo can't. He's slowly closing in on Nick, but it's just not really enough. He seems to be probably closest we've seen using the DRS there. Not a particularly good exit out of the first chicane. Falls back again to about half a second back. Just needs to stay inside that half a second, and he might have a chance at a move.
I wonder with the reduced downforce on this car, how difficult it is to follow another car through Lesmo 1, 2 and Ascari, and of course the last corner as well.
Yeah, I would think actually that the it wouldn't be any harder. I think it's less dirty air ahead, so should be easier.
We've seen Nick moving over to the left-hand side of the track to try and reduce the draft that Labate is getting off him.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was any issues at all going through there for Carlo. This time, as long as he gets a good parabolica. Pops open that DRS. There we go. Easy.
I suspect there's some button pushing going on as well. Some extra battery power being sacrificed.
It didn't completely clear him. Still had to brake on the inside, but yeah, job done. Good move.
Just had Kevin Ellis Jr. go past Jan Schwitter as well.
Take a quick look at that back.
Down the start finish straight. He got that move done very early on.
Yeah, he was able to completely pull back onto the racing line, take his normal apex.
Yeah, I think Jan has had a few incidents earlier on. I think he got tagged by Boris Spoelstra earlier in the race into that very first chicane, and he might be running with a little bit of damage, but Jan not having the best of races today.
Nick not giving up at all as well. He wants to come back at Carlo. I think he's got a good opportunity.
Oh.
He's right in range. Something else going on the track.
So I'm just having a look back at the final corners as Schwitter went through there. Saw big smoke. I'm not exactly sure from who.
Nick's got some damage on that front wing, and that is what is affecting him big time. Not able to get, even with the DRS, get back past. If anything, Carlo looked like he was pulling away. George Maris as well, closing in on Zoran. Zoran also with front wing damage. It doesn't seem to affect the cars through the corners, but it is the straight line speed that we always see the issues with, and Monza is the last thing you want.
Yeah, straight line speed, around a track like Monza, unfortunately, is your bread and butter. if you don't have that, then you're going to struggle. Veteran Krall's in the pits.
Yeah, not sure what happened to him. See if Maris can get a move done this time. A reasonable drive out, but I think he might be just a bit far back. He's going to use the DRS just to close in a bit more. He's having a look. You have to be extremely late on the brakes. He is. It's not enough. Oh, he loses it coming out of the corner. But that closing in on Matt Farrow as well. Teammate's going to go at it in a moment. Farrow also with front wing damage.
I think there's very few cars on the track at the moment that doesn't have front wing damage. Everybody's, or most people has had some kind of contact with a barrier at some point or another, or with another car. And Slava Yatsenko moving closer to Rosalind Sabitov coming through Ascari. Oh, we've had Barthelard making a move on Matt Farrow going to the first chicane. He's made that stick. Barthelard up into 4th place. Matt Farrow still behind him. And Dillard pretty quickly pulling a gap into the 2nd chicane.
Sorry about that. Looks like I missed the overtake there.
Yeah, Dillard got a good run down the main straight, and got the move down on Farrow just as they came up to the first chicane. So that's him. That's Dillard up into 4th place.
Nick again close on Carlo. DRS deployed, looking into Ascari, nothing going. Little battle going on behind as well.
Dillard pretty quickly pulling a gap to Farrow. And yeah, he's clear, he's gone.
And he's in the 25s as well, so very quick as well, the only other driver. I mean, he obviously had DRS that lap.
Well, he was matching the pace of the front 3 earlier on in a couple of laps ago as well. So he's got the pace. He's just being handicapped by where he started in the race.
Side by side, Nick and Carlo again through Curva Grande. Carlo's good on the brakes, just about throws the car in, almost backed it in if anything. Nick back along the inside, pulls out of it going through Lesmo. Oh, runs a little bit wide. Definitely the front wing handicapping him really. Car looks very good in the corners. See, this time he is closer than he has been.
Yeah, it's just, you can see Labati pulling away from Thiessen down the main straight.
Crazy.
Even with the DRS, he's got nothing. That's going to be pretty demoralizing if you got the DRS, you're that close, and you just see the car in front of you pull the gap to you down there, going down the straight.
Yeah, I can't see anything's going to change on that one, so we'll have a look at the Roslan and Slavan battle. Might be a similar scenario, a little bit of damage on Roslan's front wing as well.
I'm trying to remember where most of these people picked up their damage, but like I said, so many little bits of paint donated to the barriers around the track and little bits lying around that it's pretty hard to keep track of.
I think a lot of it would have been turn ones. Everybody had to check up so much. It's doesn't take much to bend the wing. If anything, Slavan's catching up on Nick Thiessen quite quickly. Also with front wing damage as well.
It was just about over halfway into the race, lap 19 or 5. And we've still got Martin van Leusen who had 3 seconds to Marcus Jensen in second, who in turn is 5 seconds ahead of Jamie Fluke in third. Delat's running in fourth, Alex. Well, he's 13, 14 seconds behind Fluke.
Yeah, I can't see that changing much. They're lapping very similar times, 0.7 via 0.8 last time.
Still see Nick Thiessen just move over to the left-hand side of the track before they enter Ascari.
There is a big bump there, and I wonder if he's just trying to avoid that.
Really close to Labate. He's going to be closer coming onto the main straight than he has been on any of the laps before now, which might give him more of a draft. A little bit of a button push as well. It's a struggle. He's getting there. Gets the chicane. Just needs to get it slowed down and is through.
Whether he'll hold on to it here.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's a job well done. Now he just needs to hold on to it.
It's all about going on behind. Well, Carlo's able to hold on to that this time.
Yeah, I think I had a little look at going around the outside. Labate just pushing him a little bit wide as I go through Curva Grande. Yeah, the space just wasn't there. Labate missing the apex, completely coming out of the second Lesmo. That's going to put him under pressure from Yatsenko going into Ascari.
DRS in effect for both. Oh, so difficult to go in there too wide. Has to pull out of it.
Yatsenko did the right thing there. Labate trying to keep hold of the place down the inside, going into Ascari, and naturally taking up the entire track as they go into the corner and running wide mid-corner. If Yatsenko had placed this car anywhere near there, that would have been both of them off.
Down this main straight though, alongside, Nick's pulled away. Carlo wasn't even able to get in the DRS. He's through. I wonder now if Rosland's going to follow suit and go through. Don't know what's happened to Carlo. All of a sudden the pace has just really dropped off.
Yeah, it's really difficult to say whether it's fuel issues or just struggling to generate a bit of battery power. We don't know how much he's used so far. But it definitely seems to have slowed down a little bit. Rosalind's not going to be long before he's onto the back of Labate as well.
Yeah, Carlo had the DRS that time, so he was able to defend. This pack actually is all closing up, even behind their coming.
Well, we've got 14 laps left. It is a very quick track. It's just about that stage of the race where where we see this that little concertina, compress itself back in again, and we see the fireworks in the last five or six laps. I think I counted there 6 cars visible for me on the run down to the first chicane and just going out the other side. So they are definitely catching up with each other.
Rustin looking.
Got George Maris as well, who's just managed to catch up with Zoran Janic a little bit. Zoran Janic runs wide coming out of the second Lesmo. Further up ahead, we've got Ruslan still close behind Labate. He might be able to have a look as they go through the last corner down the main straight. Yeah, it doesn't seem like Sabatov is able to get the power down quick enough to make use of the draft and the DRS down the main straight. Labate's safe for now. Further up here, it's just spread out a little bit. Vasily Zaitsev in 6th place. He's got a little gap to Nick Thies in 7th. Winton's got a gap to Yatsenko in 8th place. Closest battle on track at the moment is between Karl Labate and Ruslan Sabatov.
Sorry about that, I'm back again.
Ruslan Sabatov, I was just saying that's the closest battle on track at the moment. Labate getting a little bit of a wiggle coming out of Ascari, losing that place to Sabatov. Labate is going to have the DRS as they come down the main straight. He's looking pretty quick. Sabatov defending the inside. There's no point. Labate well past him before they even get to the corner, but Labate's going to run deep. Completely outbraking himself.
Be a slow down as well. He might even lose some places behind there. So it does go away quite quickly. I wonder if it should be a little bit more of a penalty there, you know. Just usually gone by the time you reach this next chicane.
Yeah, it's you can. I suppose you're really slowing down to some extent for that entire straight. You are going to lose time to a car behind. But yeah, I agree. It might be beneficial just to have a little bit more. We see Zoran Janic with DRS running down to Ascari. He's close behind Labate. Now Labate has had problems in the exit of this corner in the previous lap. No such problems this lap round. Janic is pretty close though. Janic's going to have another stab at him coming down the main straight as he's well within the DRS zone.
Yeah, Carlo's still there as well, 0.8 as they come across the detection line. Both DRS open.
It's just like a stalemate, isn't it?
Fair bit of button being pushed there as well. Look at the amount they closed up as well on Ruslan there. Late braking from both of them. A little bit deep for Zoran. He's going to be under a bit of threat now from Maris behind. Has a look around the outsides. Brave move around Curva Grande. Sets him up though. Oh, it's going to have to be late on the brakes. And he is.
Yeah.
It's good.
Zoran's got to concede there.
He'll be a bit disappointed with that because obviously he was the one that was, you know, trying to put the move on Carlo, and all of a sudden he's lost a place as well.
That's something we've spoken about earlier in the season. That if it's so easy for the cars behind to catch up once you start fighting with a car ahead of you, and I think it's just amplified around here with the effectiveness of the DRS and the draft. The moment you go side by side or have a little fight with someone into corner, well, it's George Maris. He's having a little go at Carlo Labatti as well.
They're still both going to be inside the detection zone, I think. So again, we'll see another drag race, but Maris right around the outside of the Parabolica. That was great.
Oh, Labatti is looking pretty strong down this main straight. He pulls out the draft and you see it being less effective. Oh.
Guys, the cut back there from Maris just didn't quite get it right, and it could be him who's under pressure again. Now this is like role reversal. Zoran not close enough to get a run, I don't think though.
I tell you what, Sabitop's eyes must have been as big as dinner plates as he went through that first chicane, watching those two cars coming up behind him into that corner, because they were closing pretty quickly and they ran pretty deep in there as well. And yeah, they got pretty close.
Just kind of got to hope and pray, haven't you, that you're not going to get tagged from behind. You're like, oh, please don't do it.
But yeah, you just start thinking, don't touch, don't touch, don't touch.
Major amounts of curb as well there for George on the entry there. Car just goes to show how much better this car is over the curbs. If that had been the old car, you would have kissed yourself goodbye. Massive jump, but yeah, survives. Car settles itself down pretty quickly. Not too much else going on. That said, what we have got is Slavan and Thiessen starting to have a little battle up the inside into turn one. Oh, it's just about. No, he doesn't. Oh, Nick gets a right old wiggle trying to get back on it. Yeah, good move in the end, holds it on. He had to go in there really, really deep.
George Maris has made his way past Carlo Labatti as well.
Well, they're still fighting side by side.
Well, that was pretty optimistic from Labatti, having a look around the outside of the first Lesmo. That was never going to happen.
Puts himself under a bit of pressure as well. I think it looks like Zoran close enough to get the effect of the draft. Oh, gets squeezed a little bit going in there.
I tell you what, Carlo doesn't like to leave a lot of space on that outside line going into that corner if somebody's next to him.
Pretty easy to misjudge as well. You only got to ask Graham Carroll in one of our test sessions. Absolutely nailed him.
I suppose it's a risk you take. You do make want the other driver to think, you know, is this a good place to be? Is this really the best place to be at the moment? So and if the answer is no.
Couple of moves there from Carlo. Moved to defend the inside, and then sort of half blocked the outside. So there was no chance for Zoran to get a move done. So no rules to say that you can't do that. I didn't see Zoran move or anything like that, so it wasn't technically a block.
I think Zoran just followed him a little bit to stay in the slipstream, and as they approached the braking zone, Labatti just moved back onto the racing line.
Having a look, what else have we got going on there? Daniel Beda and Kevin Ellis Jr. as well. So they're separated by 0.4 of a second. This is definitely the closest battle on track at the moment, though, as Carlo runs a little bit wide into Ascari and then just drives back onto the track. Doran's still there. Doran would have got a slowdown penalty as well, I have no doubt.
Ooh.
But yeah, well, that battle's done and dusted. Nick Thiessen not giving up on Slavan as well.
Oh, Labati's into the pits. Oh, those curves around the Ascari is pretty lethal. I wonder if he didn't get a
Meatball or something like that.
Yeah, meatball flag.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do as well. If you've got that and there's more than what 3 laps to go, you can't. Got to come in. You got to either get it repaired or whatnot. Not that I'm saying you should ignore a meatball if you've got 3 laps to go, but you won't get disqualified, of course.
Well, you can either try or leave an angry post on the forums, saying there was nothing wrong with the car. It was driving fine.
Having a quick look at the front 3, just have a look at how they're running out there as well. Martin absolutely flying. I mean, Martin loves this track, as we know. He won the Pro Series race here just this past season, so very, very quick round here, and yeah, 125.4, so he's about 0.4 of a second quicker than the guys out there at the moment. And looking at the first sector times, actually it's Jamie Fluke who's quickest in the first sector this lap.
Hey, yeah, Tsenko just putting in a lap of a 125.6.
Maris having a look. That front wing has absolutely had it. Can't even make out the CNN sponsorship on the wing end plate there.
The battles going on in this midfield today has been very, very competitive.
6 laps to go as well. I mean, I haven't done a full distance here yet, so I won't know what the tyres are like, but I'm guessing here the tyres shouldn't be too bad, because notoriously you can almost do this on a one-stop on a Grand Prix. So
George Maris on down the end side of Sabatov as they go into Ascari. He's got that move done. He might be a little bit vulnerable as they come out again.
good exit though, very good exit. You can see the drive he got off there compared to Ruslan there, pulls away. Yeah,
that was very well done and a brilliant exit considering the entry that he had into the corner as well.
Another little battle going on, 3-car battle further back. This is for 12th, 13th and 14th. Looks like Kevin Ellis Jr. trying to put a move on Daniel Beda, is it? Or is it the other way around? Jan trying to get a move done.
We've got a little battle brewing further up ahead for 6th, 7th and 8th between Thiessen, Yatsenko and Zaitsev as well.
Just for a minute there, I thought we were going to see a bit of a wreck. Kevin Ellis Jr. coming from quite a lot late, sort of move, quite a way back. Beda shuts the door quite late. Sorry, where was that? Where was that battle?
Oh, it's just it's nothing at the moment, but I suspect it might be something in a couple of laps time. We've got Nick Thiessen in 8th, with Yatsenko in 7th and Zaitsev in 6th. They've just slowly but surely been closing up to each other over the last 2 laps. The 3 of them is only separated by a second at the moment.
Yeah, and of
Thiessen
course,
running with a little bit of damage. So we know he's a little bit compromised in terms of his aerodynamics. Yatsenko though is yeah, he caught up to Zaitsev really quickly there. Even his front wing is not looking that great, but that doesn't seem to hamper him. Zaitsev's car's pretty much intact, so he might have other issues, fuel issues, battery, who knows. But yeah, the two behind him is catching up with 4 laps to go, 3.5 laps to go.
yeah, Nick does that every time, even though he's got DRS. So he literally just doing it to avoid the bump. And it is quite a bump, I tell you. In the old car, it would cost you 2 or 3 kilometers an hour speed. So, you know, you had to move over. Of course, we run the rear end a lot lower in that car. So, down the inside, maybe to the Parabolica. Made him a little bit vulnerable to Nick there as well. Nick got great drive through there. We know he's suffering with straight line speed. It could be a case of if he's not careful, he could lose 2 places here. But just look at the straight line speed Nick's got in comparison. It just takes him so long to get there. Oh, good move from Slavan. Up and through.
Thiessen's up the inside as well.
Oh, we're on board, so I missed. Let's have a look at that.
Yeah, Zaitsev had to make way for Slow there, and Thiessen, very opportunistic, just went up down the inside, coming out of the corner as well. Zaitsev a little bit behind. I'm sure he'll be able to catch back up. Thiessen though is right onto the back of Yatsenko. Has come through second Lesmo on the run down Skari.
Good move actually from Nick. You could see that he expected something like that to happen. He made sure he absolutely nailed his, you know, the first part of that chicane apex so that he could get quite a tight cutback on the second part. You could see it unfolding. Great driving. Of course, he was in 4th place for a while in this race until he had his little accident earlier on. Picked up the damage at the time. You have to think he's done well with the damage that he's had, the moves he's made. Where he could have finished, who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure he's carrying, you know, a few more gremlins on that car than we might realise. You can see the left-hand side pod is not in great shape. I'm sure the suspension would have taken a little hit as well.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes a while, doesn't it? You can drive the car relatively quickly with damage. If it's not too severe, maybe some tracking problems or something like that, but you can get good speed out. It just takes you a while to sort of relearn like where you're turning, because obviously sometimes it will turn in a bit more on the left-handers compared to the right, and you know, understeer on others. So
you just need to figure out how to treat the car. It's like a car that you've had for 20 years. There's a certain way you have to drive it. Once you figure it out, it's all good.
it's pretty much the only battle. Jan Switter and Kevin Ennis Jr. are still pretty close, but they've been like that for a while. We're on to the last lap as well. I think we might have missed that. Martin's crossed the line. He's yeah, well, we haven't given him much airtime, so let's just watch this final lap, and then if I can see the timing screens change on the battle ahead, I'll jump to that. But got the lead pretty early on in the race. Runs a little bit wide there, but yeah, very good drive from Martin. I want to point out as well, Marcus, great drive from Jensen as well. Definitely showing that he's going to be one that's going to compete for the Season 4 Pro Series when it comes around.
Sorry, Alex, Nick Thiessen has passed Yatsenko into the first chicane. It's going to be an interesting. Zaitsev, I think, is a little bit too far back, but it's going to be an interesting lap between Yatsenko and Thiessen.
Yeah, last lap, you know that he's going to try work his way back past. Good line. Oh, he's lost it big time into the wall. Here comes Martin, though, to take the victory. That's a little wiggle as he crosses the line. Great drive from him. Jensen in second.
Yeah, Jensen hasn't been with
here comes
his
Jamie
troubles
Fluke
this
as well.
season. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jensen hasn't been without his troubles this season. He'll be happy with that result. Fluke coming over in third, Bartelard crossing the line in fourth. Good recovery drive by him.
It looks like actually Bart, although it flashed up as Martin, I think Bart set the fastest lap of the race right at the end there with a 1:24.9.
Did indeed.
Where's this battle? Nick Thiessen holding it. Well, obviously Nick held on to that. Oh, George Maris, that was close across the line. Not sure who got that one.
Yatsenko just got that by 0.05 of a second over George Maris. Thiessen holding on to 6th place comfortably there after Yatsenko had his exchange with the wall. Zaitsev in 7th place. And they are all across the line. We'll just quickly run through the finishing order. First place, Martin van Loozenweerd. Very comfortable drive, 5 seconds ahead of Marcus Jensen. In 2nd place, 3rd place, Jamie Fluke. 4th place, Bartelard. Good drive up from 10th place. Matt Farrow in 5th. Nick Thiessen in 6th. Vitaly Zaitsev in 7th. 8th place is Slava Yatsenko. 9th place, George Maris. Ruslan Sabitov in 10th place with Zoran Jonic in 11th. Daniel Biran 12th. Jan Schritter in 13th. 14th place is Kevin Ellis Jr. and David Baker in 15th. We had 4 retirements. They were Carlo Labatti, Vejan Kral, Justin Hopp and Boris Spinstra.
An interesting, obviously closer to the season. Be interested to see how the points excuse me, how the points pan themselves out now. Obviously we know Patrick's pretty much wrapped it up, even with not attending these last couple of races. World Championship Series has started. But it's all about the fight for second, really, I think.
Yeah, Stein's quarters, he shot up. He had that week in hand. He shot up in the standings up into 4th place. But yeah, like I said, it's Sebastiano Filosa is on 1,925, 10 points behind him. In 3rd place is Bartelard. Scortors 12 points behind that in 4th place, and Jamie Fluke also there in with a shout for 2nd place still. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this race, if that's affected the points by any means. And then obviously we've got Spa next week, so expect a pretty strong strength of field for that, as it's a very popular track, so we might have a couple more people turn up for that as well.
Shame I can't quite get the points show, or to see what they got, just to see how that might have affected things, because it is getting pretty close in that fight for 2nd place now. No Filosa this week and no Stein either, so it's all going to come down to Spa, really.
Yeah, like I say, you've got about 39 points covering 2nd to 5th place at the moment. Matt Farrow is only in 6th place. He's only 30 odd points behind that. Marcus Jensen sitting in 7th on 1,846, only 9 points behind Farrow, and he would have had with this result today, that might well put him past Farrow in the standings as well.
Yep. Right, well on that note we will wrap the show up, call it a night. But we'll be back next week, of course, for the final round of the season.
Yeah, Spa. Who doesn't love Spa?
Yeah, this will be great as well in this car. Right,
I might even drive it.
Thanks, Conrad. Appreciate everything today. And yeah, apologies again. I think the YouTube stream was a little jumpy today, but Twitch was okay. So we'll get that sorted for next season. I know what it is now. So, but unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. But I think next season we'll probably just be streaming on YouTube or on Twitch, one or the other. So, right, thank you for everybody. Yeah, made me put my teeth in and start again. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Alex Simpson, Conrad Venter, Apex Racing TV. We'll see you again next week.